Welcome to the Swapc tutorial for using the Cadet Mission Copilot. This guide will show you how the Mission Copilot can support your planning, especially when playing at the cadet level. If your teacher or facilitator allows, you may also use the Engineer or Artisan Mission Copilots. These provide the same type of operational support, but with less detailed guidance, reflecting the increased challenge at higher levels of play. The Mission Copilots can be found under the Resource drop-down, and then within the Free DLC menu page. Here, you'll find a range of helpful tools and resources designed to support your space learning and enhance your gaming experience. For this tutorial, we will focus on the Cadet Mission Copilots, as highlighted in the graphic. When you open the Excel-based Mission Copilot, you'll find an Instructions tab. This section explains the key elements and guides you on how to use the Copilot effectively. The starting tab for any mission is the Mission Select tab. The Mission Copilot clearly shows which level it is configured for, with color coding to make identification easy. Cadet is blue, Engineer is yellow, and Artisan is red. Start by selecting the mission assigned to you. To do this, click on the yellow tab, which will display a drop-down menu of available missions. Here, you'll see the full details of the mission, exactly as stated on the mission card. In this section, you'll find the technical requirements and constraints that must be met to successfully complete the mission. The key and central part of the tool is the Mission Copilot page, or MCP. Please note the highlighted sections. The yellow lemon-coloured fields are the only areas where mission selections are made. Each of these uses a drop-down menu, allowing you to choose from the available options. You may notice that the Mission Copilots include macros. These are only used to make navigation easier, allowing you to move quickly between the 5 project templates and the MCP entry tab. The tool will still work perfectly, even if you choose not to enable macros. Each project template also includes a button that takes you back to the MCP entry tab. As you can see, project teams have the option of using up to 4 different satellites to complete a mission. For the early missions, a single satellite configuration is often enough. You'll notice a Select Build drop-down menu, which lets you choose a number between 1 and 4. This determines the specific satellite build that will be referenced across the project templates. The Mission Copilot automatically populates the templates to help project teams understand the project process. It provides guidance for each build, and ideally, every satellite build should have its own set of documents. These are then brought together by the project manager to assess against the mission's requirements and constraints. You'll notice a flag showing which builds are currently live. Any component selection will activate a build. During the planning process, it may sometimes be more cost-effective to use 2 smaller satellites to meet the mission requirements rather than relying on a single larger satellite to perform multiple functions. At the cadet and engineer levels, orbit altitudes are pre-selected for planning and gameplay. These include low Earth orbit at 600 kilometers, high low Earth orbit at 1,200 kilometers, medium Earth orbit at 5,000 and 10,000 kilometers, and geostationary orbit at 36,000 kilometers. At the Artisan level, players can select any orbit altitude between 300 and 36,000 kilometers. The drop-down menu displays the altitude for each option, for the cadet and engineer level only. The project team can choose from 3 main orbit types: polar, sun-synchronous, and equatorial. Sun-synchronous is a variation of a polar orbit, and both are effectively perpendicular to an equatorial orbit. There are also inclined orbits, which fall between these main options. More advanced orbit types will be introduced in future SWA/PC expansions. For a deeper explanation, see the Space Principles video and the Orbital and Power Tables video. This option allows a project team to expand capability by deploying multiple satellites. When more than one satellite is selected, The mission co-pilot assumes they are placed in the same orbit, forming a small constellation. In Swapc, a constellation means several satellites equally spaced within the same orbit, which helps reduce the revisit rate of a capability. Alternatively, if you select a cluster, the satellites are positioned within a few hundred kilometers of each other, still in the same orbital path. This increases the instantaneous field of view of a capability. These concepts are explained in more detail in the Space Principles video. This is where project teams select the components for their satellite solutions. Each component corresponds to a card number from the Swapc pack. A solution may include 2 power sources, if required, and if supported by the satellite design. Up to 8 mission sensors can also be fitted to a single solution, though this would result in a large and costly satellite. This part of the model shows when a component doesn't fit with the build. Each build has basic constraints to reflect engineering realism. For example, the size of the satellite bus and the number or size of sensors that can be attached. This topic is explained in more detail in the Swapc mission book and the Space Principles video. This element highlights the technical requirements of the mission and sums across the 4 builds if used to understand if the mission requirements have been met or not. This is the overall mission success indicator, pass or fail. If it doesn't display pass, then not all mission requirements have been met. The 3 indicators highlight any elements that have not been completed, helping project teams redesign their solution to meet all mission requirements and objectives. At the engineer and artisan levels, the level of detail is reduced, making the projects more challenging. Higher numbered missions also generally indicate greater complexity. Good luck with your first or your next mission.